How's it going, everybody? Today I wanted to talk about insurance for grocery stores and some of the specific coverages that you should be looking into and considering to make sure that your business is properly protected. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in the state of Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, and then overall help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. And if you find this video helpful, useful, anything like that, please feel free to like and share it with anyone else as well. Let's start with some of the basics. Property insurance. This would include coverage for the building if you own it, as well as all of the business personal property. So the contents of the building. Think of things like shelving, refrigeration units, freezers, and even things like cash registers. And if you lease the space, you should also be thinking about tenants, betterments, and improvements coverage. If you made any changes or updates to the property yourself, this would provide coverage for those updates and modifications. And for grocery stores, stock coverage is obviously vital. This would protect your inventory, especially perishable items, from loss or damage. So if your refrigeration equipment fails or there's a power outage, spoilage coverage would step in to provide coverage for any of the lost inventory. Next is general liability insurance, which is crucial. This would protect your business from common risks like slip and fall incidents, which can happen in a wet or crowded aisle. And then also typically included in this is product liability. And this would cover claims related to foodborne illnesses or contaminated products sold in your store. And then if your store sells alcohol, you'll also need to consider liquor liability coverage. And this helps address coverage related to alcohol sales. And I'm assuming if you are running a store, you're going to have employees. This is where workers' compensation comes into play. And in Michigan, it is required by law to carry. And this insurance would provide coverage for medical expenses, lost wages, rehab services, if one of your employees is injured or gets sick while on the job, whether it's something like they're stocking shelves, cleaning the aisles, or just running checkout. Workers' comp can provide coverage for those injury incidents. Another critical coverage around employee-related claims is employment practices liability insurance, also known as EPL or EPLI. This coverage helps protect against employment-related claims such as harassment, discrimination, wrongful termination. And these can all be big concerns in retail environments with some higher turnover. So a very important coverage to look into. And then if you offer delivery services or there are any vehicles titled in the business name, commercial auto insurance is also going to be very important. And it's also important to make sure around this coverage that you have hired and non-owned auto insurance. If employees use their vehicles for any sort of work-related tasks, you will want to make sure that you have this coverage in place. And if you don't have a specific commercial auto policy, you can typically include this on your general liability. Another extremely important coverage is equipment breakdown. This helps your business repair or replace critical systems like refrigeration units and HVAC systems if these systems ever fail. But it is important to know that this doesn't simply just cover wear and tear and overall use of the system. And now let's talk about business interruption insurance. This is an extremely important coverage to have nowadays because if your store ever has to shut down temporarily due to a covered claim, a covered event, such as with a fire or a severe storm, this coverage helps replace your lost income during that time period. And to take this coverage a step further, utility services business interruption coverage is also something very worth looking into and can provide added protection if your store isn't in operation due to something like a water or power outage. And another coverage that is becoming very, very common and important to have in today's world is cyber liability insurance. If your store is relying on electronic payments whatsoever, and obviously it's going to have some form of IT system that is helping the business run, cyber insurance is critical. It can help protect against data breaches, ransomware attacks, and other cyber threats that could not only impact your business, but also potentially any of your customers as well. Another important consideration for any sort of retail business is crime insurance. This can cover claims related to employee theft, shoplifting, and then robberies, which obviously, again, given a retail environment, is very important to have and consider. And then finally, an insurance coverage that every business should consider, but especially those in grocery and in retail environments, is umbrella insurance. This would provide an extra layer of liability coverage on top of your existing policies, like your general liability, your workers' comp, your commercial auto. And this coverage is very important for any sort of catastrophic claims where somebody maybe is severely injured, there's a huge lawsuit, and the claim exceeds your primary policy limits. This umbrella coverage is for those extreme worst case scenarios that your business could potentially face. And then for stores with any sort of unique operations, like bakeries or on-site in-store cafes or restaurants, you may want to look into specific endorsements or other maybe specialized liability coverages as well. Running a grocery store obviously comes with its own complexities and responsibilities, so making sure that you have the right insurance coverage in place for your business can be extremely important and give you the peace of mind to run your business confidently. So thank you for watching, and if you are looking for help with your commercial insurance program, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever is easiest. And if you have any other questions about insurance, please feel free to reach out directly or leave them in the comments below, whatever is easiest. So thank you again.